I'm here with Antony. He's the CEO of the biggest crypto presale in the world. The first thing I want to know is what is your background, how you came to this idea of BlockDAG, how you started this business, where you came from, like what industry?
Okay, for sure. So I've got quite a varied background. I'm partly in crypto, partly outside. So I started a crypto index fund in 2018. We thought it's a great idea. We're going to come up with a top 50 crypto fund. Anyway, we pulled it off. We launched it, been involved. I've launched various SaaS companies, sold a business to a US-based education company. I was involved in a company called Spirit Blockchain Capital, which is a company that listed on the Canadian Securities Exchange, and various other things, portfolio management company. So quite a varied background. And yeah, so I've always been interested in crypto, more from a business and financial perspective. And this project has taken me really into the weeds of the technology. I never realized how difficult it is to launch a blockchain, especially a layer one. So you're doing it all yourself.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things you got to think about.
of course. What advice you can give to somebody who want to make a pre-sale? Like what advices you can give them to raise not so much money, but at least like $1 million if they are starting, what you can give them?
You need to have some capital because it's an expensive process.
Oh.
Yeah. So make sure you got capital. Make sure you got a good team, strong team. Make sure you've got a good idea. Be confident about it, and yeah, just go for it.
And what advice you can give somebody who is in their 20s, who just haven't, maybe they have a job, maybe they have some business, but they don't have a lot of money, how to get funds or maybe how to get investor?
Yeah. So I mean, it's often, I've often been on the side of building tech and then looking for investors, and that's quite difficult. I mean, with BlockDAG, we were fortunate. We had investors before we had much of a product, so we've done it the other way around, and it's very powerful going into the product phase when you've got a bunch of capital, but more importantly, you've got a magnificent community of people. Advice to everyone. So we've got a grants program, we've got a hackathon program that's launching, we've got ambassador programs. So find those sort of programs, utilize them, make the most out of them, whether it's ours or others, but there's a lot of money out there looking for good projects. Actually, a lot of money, and often the money is fighting for the good projects. So if you got something good, then yeah, there is money there.
What's the biggest financial advice you ever got in your life? Maybe not only finance, maybe business, marketing, you got for yourself,
The first bit of financial advice, which I think every parent gives to their children, and I got it from my father as well, is start investing early, let it compound, all of that sort of stuff. I didn't really do that. I've invested most of my money in various initiatives. Some have gone very well and others have gone very badly. But yeah, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and go for it.
If you have, let's say, your first $10,000, how would you invest them? Maybe you will invest partly in yourself, maybe in a business.
So if I've got a project that I believe in, and I've got a team who I know who I can trust, then I'd invest in myself. If not, I would probably go and buy some sort of index. It might be boring, but that's where you start. That gives you long-term capital growth, and then you can look at other more exciting things. But at least protect your money with the basics, and then you can look at being more adventurous.
So you mean it's better to start with more low-risk investment and then come to something like your business and like crypto and so on?
I think it's a combination.
Okay.
I mean, my son is at university, so I've started him with a unit trust, which is a long-term investment, medium risk. He can go and do other things when he starts earning money. He can invest in more exciting projects, but at least he's got something to fall back on. So it's good to have that.
Also, and have you finished the university or not?
Myself, yeah, finished. Yeah, so I did engineering, and then masters in engineering.
And would you recommend the people in their maybe 18 years old, 20 years old, would you recommend them to go in university? And what is your experience with university? Have it helped you a lot or not?
I think it helps a lot, but I think if you don't go to university but you've got the right attitude, you can be as successful. So it's not that that university is required, because for a lot of people it's just not achievable from a financial perspective. So I think, yeah, either way. But if you've got access to university, it teaches you a lot. It's less about what course you do and more about the processes and the thinking and how it grows you. So yeah, embrace it if you can, if you've got access.
Okay, I got you. And last question, a couple words of about BlockDAG, maybe some plans, maybe something general information if somebody don't know about BlockDAG. And yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, BlockDAG. It's a layer 1 EVM compatible proof of work chain. Proof of work is we chose that for a reason. I mean, we know how successful Bitcoin's been. We believe that proof of work ensures that you stay decentralized, which is important, certainly to us. It's a DAG-based platform, which DAG stands for Directed Acyclic Graph, which means instead of a single block in a single chain, it's effectively parallelizing transactions. So it means it's super fast. So we can compete with a lot of proof of stake chains. So instead of being slow like Bitcoin, we're super fast.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anthony. Very nice to meet you.
Meeting you.